Hey guys, in this video, we're going to learn how to draw an American Bulldog puppy. Here's a quick preview of how our drawings look at the very end of this lesson. I hope you're really excited to follow along with me. For this drawing, we're using a pencil and eraser to get the main shapes of our drawing before we switch to our marker for the details, and also using alcohol-based markers to color with, but you can use whatever you have. I'm also using marker paper to draw on. This helps make our markers last much longer than if we were using regular printer paper. And I always like to remind you, don't worry about making your drawings look exactly like mine. The most important thing is to have fun and practice. I'm sure your drawings are gonna turn out awesome. We're first gonna draw a circle for our dog's head. And we're gonna draw it towards the top, but a little to the left. Then we're gonna draw the snout. We're going to start in the middle of the circle and we're going to draw an oval shape. We're going to draw this dog different than our other puppies. So all of our other lessons, our dogs are facing directly towards us, but this one we're going to draw it off to the side or looking to the side. So our snout, this oval shape, will stick out to the left, but won't stick out as much on the right side. Also remember, during this part of our lesson, don't worry about making these lines perfect, or it's okay if they're messy. And just go back in and erase any of the lines that you don't want to keep. We're also erasing that first circle that goes through that oval shape. So now over here on the left, we have the circle that comes down and then it comes out for the cheek. And then over here on the right side, we'll just come down and then curve in. So this one doesn't come out for a cheek, it's just curving into the snout. And then the nose, or the oval shape, we'll put a little to the left, it's not right in the middle. Then we can draw the eyes. Let's draw a circle. This one will be closer to the left side, and then our other eye will be right about here. And we want these to be the same size too. Okay, now for the ears, we're gonna draw triangle shapes. We'll come out here, and then down further, or out to the left further, then we'll come down and then come back up. So we got this triangle floppy ear. Then we can draw that same kind of shape over here on the left side, but we'll draw it a little different. We're gonna draw this line the same length over here, but hopefully when we come back in, we're overlapping the head more. So we got this same diagonal line that comes out of the head, then we got this longer one coming down, then we got the floppy part of the ear coming further down, and then this point should line up roughly with this point on both sides. And then when we come back up, we'll be inside of the head. Then we can erase any extra lines. I'm also erasing the head that goes through the ear. All right, that looks awesome. Now let's draw the body. We'll start right here on the chin, and we're gonna curve down and to the right, and then we can come back up. It looks like a jelly bean, or the bottom of a jelly bean. And then we'll have the back leg here. We could add a little oval, and then we can also have the tail coming out here. And then down here, let's draw another oval for the bottom paw or the back paw. And then we can draw the front legs. So let's draw it coming down. And then we're also gonna match that front leg here. We'll go just past the belly. And then we can draw another oval shape for this foot. And we want these ovals to be the same size. I'm going over it a couple times. So remember, it's okay if they're messy. This is just meant to be guidelines to help us when we switch to our marker. And then there's the back of the leg coming up. And then we can also have, if we want to draw through it, we could also have this, the other back leg right here. During this part of the video, if I ever go too fast or you just need extra time to work on these lines and get them just the way you want them, you can always pause the video. Also, rewind the video if you need to watch something again. Now let's switch to our eraser and we can erase the extra lines that we don't need. So first I'm going to start with this back paw right here. So we just got a little bit of the paw sticking out. Then we can erase the lines going through this back paw and also the rest of the leg. And we could also erase the top of the oval going into the leg. And there we go. We have all of the main shapes to our puppy. Now we can switch to our marker and we're going to add the details to our drawing. Let's first start with the nose. We can draw an oval shape, tracing over the pencil line. Then let's color in the oval. And we can draw the mouth. First, we'll draw a line coming down from the middle of the nose. Then we'll curve out to the left and then matching curve out to the right. We could also add 2 little freckles or dots where the whiskers would come out. Okay, now let's draw the eyes. We can draw over our pencil line first. Then we can draw the highlight or a smaller circle. This is a little reflection in our puppy's eyes to make them shiny. Then let's color in the big circle, but leave that little circle white. Now let's draw the shape of our dog's head. We'll start at the top on this ear. We're going to draw over the pencil line through to the other side. Then we're going to come out for the cheek and we'll come into the body but stop there. Now let's draw this right ear. We can make it softer. We've got all these sharp edges and corners. So let's draw them softer by drawing an S curve here at the top. And then we can draw a curve in the corner and we'll curve down to the bottom and then add a curve for this corner. We'll come up and then finish there. Let's draw that same shape over here. We're going to draw curves in the corner, an S curve at the top. We'll come down and add a curve at this corner and then we'll stop there. Oh, let's also add little eyebrows. I'm going to draw one little curve over each eye. We could also thicken or go back over it and make it thicker towards the middle. Now let's draw this cheek. We'll come down and then we'll curve into the body and stop there. Now we're ready to draw the body. Let's start over here on the chest. We'll draw it curving down and into that front leg. And then we can draw the paw curving out over that oval. Then for the bottom of the paw, let's draw it straighter instead of following that oval. And then we'll come up and stop there. Now let's draw the belly. We're not going to go all the way up. We'll just start halfway and curve over to this leg. Now let's trace over the pencil and do the same thing that we did over here. So we'll draw the curve for the toes. We'll draw it flatter on the bottom and then curve up for the back of the leg. Oh, let's also add 2 toe lines on each paw. Now let's draw the back of our puppy. I'm going to draw a little wrinkle here on its neck, and then we'll curve down to the back of its leg and stop there. Then let's come back up here. We'll add the front of the back leg, and then we can also draw the top of the paw and then a flatter line coming into there. Let's come in here. We can imagine this belly line going through the leg and coming out. Then we can add 2 toe lines. And then let's finish this back foot too. And on this one, we can just add 1 toe line. Okay, now let's add our tail. We can draw it curving up, around, and connect back into our dog. We did it! We finished drawing our bulldog, except it's not completely done. We still need to color it. This is where we can have even more fun and change the colors. You don't have to do it the same as me. You could also pause the video and add more details to your dog too, or even a background. But before we color it, let's switch to our eraser one more time and erase any of the pencil lines you can still see. We finished coloring our bulldog puppy. It looks so much better all colored in. I hope you'll take time to color your drawings too. You can pause the video to match my same coloring. I used a dark brown to add spots and also a light brown for shading and a light gray to add a shadow on the ground to make it look more 3D. I also used a white and blue colored pencil to add more highlights to the eyes and also a reflection on the nose. And another thing you could also add is this extra line over the snout. I think this helps make it look more like a bulldog. And I hope you had fun following along with me and drawing an American Bulldog puppy. And we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.